He won the final. The stadium erupted like a living thing, 30,000 voices folding into one chant, his name rolling in waves so loud my ribs vibrated. I stood among them, clapping when everyone else clapped, smiling when the cameras swept past, my face trained into the shape of pride. My son. Sweat-soaked jersey, arms raised, trophy lifted like a promise fulfilled. I watched his lips move as he leaned into the microphone. This was the moment fathers wait for. The thank you speech, the nod toward home, toward sacrifice. He started well. The team, the coach, the city. Then he laughed, nervous, almost apologetic. "And I just want to thank my real inspiration," he said. "The man who believed in me when no one else did." I leaned forward. He looked past the cameras, past the crowd, directly at the VIP section. "At last," he said, voice steady, "I get to make you proud, Dad." Not me. The man beside my wife stood slowly. Applause swallowed him whole. I felt something inside my chest fold in on itself, cleanly, precisely, like a switch being turned off. I didn't move when the crowd surged. I stayed where I was, clapping a beat too late, watching my wife wipe tears from her eyes. Happy tears, relieved tears. She didn't look at me. That was new. The memory slid into place with quiet violence, years of distance explained away by training camps, private coaches, mentors who filled gaps I didn't know existed, phone calls taken in other rooms, smiles that didn't reach her eyes when I asked questions. I had ignored them because I trusted structure, marriage, time, biology. Denial is efficient. It keeps the world intact until it can't. In the car, she finally spoke. "You heard him," she said softly. "He didn't mean it like that." I watched the road. "Like what?" She swallowed. Silence stretched. The betrayal wasn't loud. It didn't scream. It settled. False paternity doesn't announce itself. It leaks out in glances, in chosen words, in who gets thanked when the lights are brightest. That night, I lay awake listening to her breathe, counting the years backward, doing math that no longer added up. I didn't confront her. I sharpened. The next morning, I booked a routine health check. Middle-aged men do that. No one questions it. I added one test quietly. Ancestry, markers, probabilities. A sterile exchange of samples, a sealed envelope. While I waited, I observed. I watched how she flinched when his name came up, how she stiffened when the other man, his coach, his father figure, texted late at night. How my son avoided my eyes, polite but distant, as if proximity itself was dangerous. I pulled phone records. Shared accounts make betrayal clumsy. Late-night calls, years of them, always to the same number. I stayed calm, made dinner, asked about training, smiled. Inside, something old and loyal burned down to ash. The report arrived on a Tuesday. I didn't open it immediately. I made coffee, sat at the table where birthdays had been celebrated, where homework had been done, where I had taught a boy how to hold a pen. Then I opened the envelope. 0% probability. Clinical, bloodless, perfect. I handed her the report that evening without a word. She skimmed it once, then again. Her hands started shaking. "It's wrong," she said too quickly. I nodded. "We can retest." She broke. Collapsed into the chair, face folding inward, years of rehearsal failing all at once. She confessed in fragments, a mistake that lasted a decade, a lie she justified as kindness. "He needed a father," she said. I looked at her. So did I need the truth. My son stood in the doorway, pale, listening. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't ask why. I simply said, "You already chose who I was to you." Silence does damage words can't. The final move wasn't rage, it was accuracy. I transferred the savings I had built for his future back into my name, legally mine. I filed for divorce, citing fraud, clean, documented. Then I asked my son to meet me, alone. We sat on a bench outside the empty stadium, ghosts of applause still trapped in the concrete. "I knew," he said finally.
Didn't know how to tell you. I studied his face. Familiar, unfamiliar. You told the truth when it mattered most, I said, just not to me. He flinched. I'm not your father, I continued, but I was a man who chose you every day. He cried. I didn't. I stood, placed the envelope with the test results beside him. Now you know who chose to lie. I walked away before he could say my name. I live alone now. The house is quieter, cleaner, honest. People ask if I regret leaving, if I miss him. Regret implies doubt. I lost a son that never existed. What I gained was clarity. Some truths don't break you, they free you. And freedom, I've learned, sounds nothing like applause.